Over the past few years, Disney has definitely stumbled when it's come to pleasing fans and giving us the content that we want. And while there are still a lot of people out there who have a lot of love and nostalgia for their franchises and want them to do better, it doesn't seem like that is going to happen anytime soon, because while Bob Iger has made many promises that they're going to finally start focusing on quality over quantity, he has now confirmed that Marvel will be more inclusive than ever. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. So I wanted to start off with this Inside the Magic article. It's going to be the main article I reference. The MCU will continue representation and inclusion efforts in its films and Disney Plus series. In a message written for Disney 100, the exhibition in Chicago, the Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger boasted about Marvel Studios' diverse storytelling, and there are very few fans of Disney out there who have been praising their focus on diversity over the past few years. Many people are sick and tired of the forced diversity simply because it's just not good storytelling. It's not like this is one element to many elements of a character. They are focusing only on identity politics, and people are just at their wits' end with it. And over the years, we have seen a big shift. I mean, Disney went from being the most successful company in Hollywood to now they can't even release a movie that is breaking $1 billion. I mean, this year is the first year in over a decade that they have not had a movie release that has made over $1 billion, and we are talking about 5 major films releasing from them this year, which is insane to think about. But it says recently, Marvel Studios projects like The Marvels and She-Hulk showcased heroes of diverse races, religious backgrounds, and genders. Black Panther and Wakanda Forever have been called carefully researched celebrations of Black and African culture. And if these were good stories at their core, it would be great, because at the end of the day, diversity and inclusivity are very good things, but unfortunately, companies like Disney just use them as tools to attempt to make more money, and they're not actually trying to make, good stories that happen to have Black characters or characters with different religious backgrounds. That is all these characters have going for them, and they're just not selling. They're not good. It says, Inside the Magic recently visited the exhibition, which showcased multiple costumes and props from Marvel Studio movies like Captain America the Winter Soldier, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Ant-Man and the Wasp. But in an introductory message to the gallery, Iger touted the MCU's storytelling strengths. For more than 80 years, Marvel's greatest characters have been saving the world while dealing with everyday concerns, endearing them to comic book readers and now film audiences across the globe. Disney legend Stan Lee, who helped create many of Marvel's most popular characters, explained, "I was trying to write the kinds of stories I'd want to read, and I wanted to read about three-dimensional characters, not stick figures. You want to care about these people and understand them, and Marvel superheroes, whether they have special powers or not, face real-world problems in their personal lives and that make them just like the rest of us." It continues on, Marvel superheroes wear suits that symbolize their personalities, powers, strengths, and beliefs, and it says that, Marvel characters have redefined superheroes for a new era, greatly expanding their relevance across gender, generation, and geography, setting new standards for compelling storytelling. Now, this is very ironic because this is the problem with Disney. They aren't making 3D characters. They're making stick figures that exist to only represent an identity, and it's really all they have. It is so ironic that they added this quote about 3D characters when they're not making those characters at all. With many of the characters they push now, the story doesn't come first, and Disney's trying to claim Stan Lee Lee as a figure that helped make Disney, when he's not. He is the man behind Marvel. He was only alive for 9 years of Disney's ownership of Marvel, and that's the same time the MCU went downhill, was when he passed away. After Infinity War, it lost its spark, and yeah, there's been a few projects like Spider-Man No Way Home, and it sounds like people that have been highly critical of Disney actually kind of liked Loki season 2, but with the amount of product they're putting out, the majority of it is bad. I mean, part of the problem, though, with the MCU that I've talked about so many times is that there is too much content. We don't need, Miss Marvel series, the Marvels movies, we don't need She-Hulks and the new Captain Americas. Just make one big superhero movie a year and make it fantastic. Shooting for 5 movies and shows a year is ridiculous and unnecessary. You're beating the genre to death, and soon there will be nothing left to get out of it. And in combination with the amount of content they're releasing, plus the quality, it is no surprise to see why so many people have given up on the MCU. I do not want to sit down and watch a superhero movie or a show and only see identity politics and have a narrative shoved in my face. I don't want that. Many of you do not want that, and it's something that Disney is going to need to learn. I mean, yes, there is a possibility that if more of the superhero entertainment that was being created was better, yes, the fatigue might not exist since people would want to watch and consume it if it was good. Maybe that fatigue wouldn't really be a concept we were talking about, but so much of it is bad, like the Marvels. There is no way you're going to beat that discussion, or it'll go away when you're releasing trash like that. Nobody cares about the Miss Marvels or the Monica Rambos or the Carol Danvers Captain Marvels. You're putting together bad characters, and even look at the upcoming, young Avengers that they're planning on doing. So far, they've got only females that are part of that, and it doesn't really seem like anybody's even excited for that at this point. There's nothing that they're doing in the foreseeable future that people have a lot of, excitement for, and I do think that a problem with something like the Young Avengers is that it's very female-centric. Let's be honest, superheroes were always a genre that clearly were, more popular with males, and they're trying to target audiences that never traditionally came out in large numbers to watch superheroes ever. The females who want to watch these movies, like me, just want to see the same characters that made the MCU popular. Their genders don't matter. I want to see the Thors. I want to see the Iron Mans. Hell, I would have even liked if they kept Doctor Strange a good character, or even Loki a good character. I know that there are some people that said Loki season 2 was, pretty good, but still, I'm talking about like the beginning of the MCU Loki. I want to see those characters, and of course, female characters are nice, but when you're creating these teams of only female characters, hoping to get female audiences, you're ultimately pushing away people like me, because while I love seeing the female characters, I don't want to see just the female characters who've got nothing going for them besides their gender. I don't want to sit and watch The Marvels where they're just making fun of the male characters and degrading them and mocking them. I just don't want to see that, and many other people don't either. And it is just, again, so ironic that they're touting Disney legend Stan Lee. No, Stan Lee is a Marvel's legend, okay? When he passed away, that is really when the MCU started to go downhill, and it's just so sad to see that these people will never learn and they are not listening. And I have very low expectations for people like Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige, right? I don't expect them to magically change what they're doing and start listening to us. It would be great if they, blew away our expectations and they actually did start listening to us. But now Bob Iger is confirming that Marvel will be more inclusive than ever, which of course is absurd. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.